Hello, guys. Takes a second. And we're live! I don't know if you guys can hear me. We're live, okay. Sometimes it takes a second. I'll just wait. Okay, I see someone's here. Hello, welcome. Well, get in here. Get on in. Come say hello. Hello. Hey, Pamela, what's up? How's it going? Huh? Oh, you guys, I have not gone live in like a month and a half. Seriously, month and a half, just been off the grid. Lot going on in my life as mom. Often, I think as parents, we get so busy, we forget to check in with our kids. And, okay, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. The reason why I've been so busy. Okay, first of all, beginning of the summer, got in a car accident. I'm okay, clearly. But it was scary, kind of throws you off. Then you have to deal with car insurance, new car shopping, all that stuff. And then I'm in Colorado. So last legislation, full Democrats, people, guys. We're like turning into mini California. It's absolutely horrible. I hate it. When I moved to Colorado, it was red, and then it turned purple, and now it's full Democrat, and it's they're destroying our state, straight up destroying. In fact, if you guys are in Colorado, you can go to recallpolis.com, sign the petition. It's ending soon. Seriously, sign it. Get this guy out of there. What happened, though, is I have my kids at a charter school. I went to public school, totally fine, turned out fine. So I have my kids in charter school. So when a lot of the sex ed stuff passed that Colorado tried to pass, I was like, well, my kids are in charter. It's not going to affect them. They're fine. It's okay. Well, then the more I learned, charter schools do not get out of a lot of this sex ed stuff that they're trying to teach. And I'm talking in kindergarten, people, asking kindergartners how they identify. Okay? And if you think we have mental illness problems now, just wait. Because if we're asking kindergartners how they identify, I mean, my kindergartner doesn't know what shoes to wear or where her clothes are. And so now we're asking kindergartners, how they identify. This is so terrible for us, okay? If you identify, and you're an adult and you identify as something else, okay, that's between you and God. I personally think that God does. I know God doesn't make mistakes. I know that God made male and he made female. We're made in his image. He knew us before he formed us. He does not make mistakes. That's where I stand on this issue. But as far as children now being confronted with this, I think it's pushed by their parents. It's pushed by liberal parents that are just in nutso land. And a lot of these, it's causing confusion. It's causing insane confusion amongst kids, amongst our youth. I think we're going to see even a more increase in mental illness due to all this stuff. And I'd like to point out, Planned Parenthood is behind this, okay? They're behind this curriculum that they push now in Colorado. They sell hormone blockers, okay? So they love this stuff. They love it. They love abortion, and they love confusing people because they profit. They make money off of this, and we're literally allowing our children to be bought. We're selling our children out. It's absolutely sick, and it's wrong. So I have my kids at this charter school. I'm saying, hey, can I get some information? Like, I heard if a charter school completely opts out of sex ed altogether, that they are not going to have to teach this stuff. It's bizarre stuff. I mean, we're talking, you can do certain things, and it's considered a form of birth control. And these are sexual acts. You can do certain they actually talk about you can do certain sexual acts. And it's a form of birth control because it won't procreate. It's absolutely ludicrous. I don't want teachers teaching my kids this, okay? This is not what math, science, reading. We don't need teachers. We don't need administrative staff getting up in our business, taking the role of parents. I'm sick of it. It's wrong. It totally pisses me off. So anyways, back to the story. I find out that if the schools completely opt out, that they don't have to teach this stuff. So I'm like, great, all right, that's good. I don't think the school that I'm at was teaching sex ed, but then I find out that they are teaching a little bit of sex ed, so they're not really sure where they stand because it's not completely sex ed. And so it's like, well, I just need answers. I need to know what's going on. No answers, nothing like that. So then I find a school that has waved out of this altogether. Awesome. Thank God that there are schools that are standing up, specific charter schools. Support those schools. Donate to them. Volunteer for them. There are schools that are standing up and saying, we're waving out of this altogether. We're not going to teach sex ed altogether. And so I got my kids out of this school and I'm moving them to this other school that's like, we're not putting up with this stuff. So I'm jumping through hoops. I'm getting new uniforms. I'm getting new school supplies. That's what I've been doing. In the midst of it all, sadly, my grandmother, who I love dearly, she's closest grandmother, just amazing woman, passed away. I was able to go see her before, so I'm so thankful to God that I had that moment with her. And so it's been busy, guys. It's been busy. It's been crazy, and So now I'm the kids start school after Labor Day. We're going to get back in the swing of things. I'd like to start doing possibly a podcast, more videos, stuff like that. Somebody mentioned homeschool. Yes, I believe, okay, because people always say that to me. They're like, just homeschool, it's fine. And this is for moms out there like me. I am not a teacher, okay? That is a gift that some people have that I don't have. I don't have it. I am not patient. I need to work on that. That's one of my flaws as a mom, is learning to be patient. And I also want my kids around other kids. And I know some homeschool, you can do groups like that and stuff like that. And I absolutely support homeschooling. If you homeschool, more power to you. I have such incredible respect for you. You do something that I really don't think I could do. Plus, I feel like God's called me more into the political arena, and that takes up some time. And so I don't want to like half it. You know what I'm saying? I want to be completely committed to whatever I end up doing. And so that's the homeschool thing. Maybe down the road I actually might end up doing. We'll see. Send me information on it. I keep having people say, send me information. I'm like, do it. So, it's not out of the question, but it just right now where I'm at, it's not for me yet. So I just wanted to get on. Also wanted to talk about China really quick, and then I'm going to take a couple questions. China. Okay. It's insane what the media is doing with China right now. We're talking like, oh my gosh, like China, just so you guys know, China affects 6% of our GDP. 6%. We're acting like they control our entire economy. 6%. 6%. We're affected by them by 6%. We export more to South Korea. No, we export more. I have it all written down here. Where is it? Okay. We export more to Singapore, South Korea, and Japan than we do to China. Okay. China is gigantic, right? So here we are as America, and we are sending about a tiny amount of stuff into their country. They only take a tiny bit of stuff. In the meantime, we're taking massive amounts of their stuff into our country, okay? And Trump's like, wait a minute. If we're taking tons from you, why don't you take more from us? And they're like, well, we don't want to do that. And Trump's simply like, well, you know what? We could go elsewhere. We can go to other countries because other countries make what you make. They can create what you make. They have products that you make, and we can go elsewhere. So it's absurd to be hit with these tariffs that China's trying to hit us with, for us not to be like, you know what? We're going to go somewhere else. We're going to give our business to somebody else. We have billions and billions of deficit of trade with China. What logical thinking person would make a deal where they lose billions? Nobody does. Well, that's what Obama was doing. That's what Bush was doing. That's what the Clintons were doing all before. They were making deals with China saying, it's okay. We'll lose billions. That's all right. Thanks for the deal. Trump's saying, no, that's not a deal. That's not fair. That's not right. I'm not going to put up with it. We're going to make some equal, fair trading happen here. And if you're not going to trade fairly with us, if we're not going to have equality amongst us as great superpowers here, then we're going to get our products elsewhere. And he's encouraging companies that are U.S.-based that also do work with China to go elsewhere. That's just common sense. But see, that's what happens, guys, when you have a businessman in the White House. Okay, I was raised by a businessman. My dad is a businessman. I was raised to think logically, common sense. No thinking person makes a deal where they lose billions. You just don't do that. You don't do it. And it's absurd. It's just crazy to me that Democrats and liberals are okay losing billions. You know why they're okay with losing billions? Because they don't want America to be first. They don't want America to be great. They are against it because their end goal is globalism. Their end goal is to have a global economic structure where the U.S. does not lead. We're all on an equal playing field. That's what they want. So here comes Trump saying, no, I want what's best for the country that I represent. I want what's best for America. I'm going to do what's best for America. And by doing that, by saying I want what's best for America, it has caused globalists around the world to lose their crap. They're going nutso over this. They do not want America to lead. They do not want America to be first. They don't want America to be successful. They don't want America to be a superpower. Okay, these are people in government right now, Democrats, liberals, leftists, that don't want that for America. You got to wrap your head around this, people. We have people that don't want America's best interests put first. They don't, because they want a global even playing field. They don't want America to lead, and we got to stand against this stuff, guys. We have to stand, especially if you're a Christian, especially if you read the Bible, because globalism eventually happens. I mean, if you've read the book, then you know globalism eventually takes over. We have an opportunity here to stand up against this stuff and to fight against it and to prolong it for our kids. That's why I do what I do. That's why I speak up. That's why I have a voice. That's why I say enough, because I want my kids to have a shot here before it all actually does happen. I believe that we will eventually see socialism. I know it sounds crazy. I believe that we will eventually see socialism, we'll eventually see globalism, and I believe that Trump is putting a lot of this stuff back. He's stopping a lot of it. And I believe that if we continue to alert others and to be vigilant, then we can postpone a lot of the stuff that will eventually happen. And so thank God for Trump. I mean, you can not like him. You can say stuff on Twitter that upsets you. Yeah, get over it. Because the end goal for these people is globalism, socialism, and we have to stand up and oppose it. We have to fight against it. If you are informed at all, you have to oppose it. You have to stand up against it. You have to give voice to it. So, so someone said bringing the Bible into it is weird. Yes, okay. Okay, you can say that. That's fine. The Bible talks about globalism. The Bible talks about it. The Bible talks about how there will be a new superpower that will take place, and it will look just like globalism. And nationalism will definitely not be something that is on the scene in the end times. I'm not going to go into like all that stuff, but I'm just saying, and I'm not going to get really theological here on you guys, but I am going to say that eventually I believe that that's something that, we could see. I hope it's not in my lifetime. I hope it's not in my kids' lifetime. That's why I do speak up and speak out. So let's take some questions. Anybody got a question for me? Oh, I wanted to mention Obama's $15 million mansion. Did you guys like that? Did you like it? He bought a home in Martha's Vineyard for $15 million, oceanfront property. Okay, oceanfront property. If you believe in climate change, okay, if you believe in global warming, climate change, they say that the ocean tides are going to rise. They're eventually going to take more and more land. Okay, that is the theology behind climate change, global warming. So if you truly believe that, would you go buy oceanfront property? Would you? I mean, if you really believe that, if you're a smart person, would you be like, wow, we're losing land. It's terrible. The ice caps are melting. Oh my gosh, the world's going to end in 12 years. I'm going to go buy oceanfront property. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do it. So either the Obamas don't believe it, or they're idiots. I mean, that's really let's be honest. Like that's what we're looking at here. You're either a complete idiot or you don't believe in climate change if you're going to buy oceanfront property. Plus, guys, the carbon footprint on a home that's $15 million. Think about it. Think about it. I have Democrat people I know. Oh my gosh, they see me pull up in a truck. They see me, see anything. Oh my gosh, the carbon footprint. Can you imagine they don't need a home that big. Can you imagine the carbon footprint on that? Okay, can we talk about the Obamas? I'd like to talk about them. So, it is outrageous. All right, you guys, any questions? Any questions? How are you guys doing? How's it going? It's kind of a quiet week. Labor Day's quiet. Going into Labor Day's quiet. Not a lot going on. G7 going on. Trump's just tearing it up over there. I believe he's heading back. But success there. Of course, the media spins it. Let's see here. People are talking climate change, yeah. I mean, we could talk climate change. Straight stuff. What is that? Fine. I'm just reading comments. I believe in climate change. It's called seasons. Yes. Yeah. I know. Are you a soccer mom? Not technically soccer. No, we do gymnastics, karate, martial arts, swimming, baseball. And I need to get my daughters into dance. I have 2 girls. They are going to be tall. My husband is 6'5", okay, and I'm like 5. I say I'm 5'7", but I'm really 5'6", but I'm like 5'6.5". So with shoes on, I'm 5'7", right? I mean, that's what I say, because who walks around barefoot? Like out in public, you're not walking around barefoot. So I say I'm 5'7", right? I mean, that's fine. So my girls are going to be tall. They're going to be tall, so I need to get them in dance. I have a sister. I am one of 7 kids, okay? I have a sister. Beautiful. She's gorgeous. Hey, and she's single, so if you guys have anybody, she's 6 foot, though. She played D1 volleyball, and she is an incredible, incredible woman. Anyways, going off the subject here, but she took dance because she believed that because she's so tall, you have to be graceful. So she's super graceful, and I love that. So I'm going to do dance for them. Is your husband as passionate about? No. My husband is extremely supportive. He's more of a libertarian on certain things, and we argue. Like, we'll argue and debate, but that's good for me because I think that he challenges me. He challenges me on the way I think. He challenges me on issues, on policy, and so it refines the way I think, and it makes me either question or dig in. And so, but he is conservative. He's conservative libertarian. We disagree on a few things, but keeps things interesting. I love your page. Oh, thank you guys. A lot of people are new. The Antifa video that I put out a couple of years ago, I put it out a while ago, and then someone else, I don't know who, pitched it out there again, and so it started circulating again. People are like, who's this lady? So I have some new people to the page from that. So welcome. Thanks for joining. It's good to have healthy debate. Yes, it is. And that's the thing we're not doing is we're not debating. We're so afraid that we're going to upset somebody or someone's feelings are going to be hurt that we're not debating. You got to debate. That is so important to debate, and it's so important to know your audience, though, because I have people that I know that they are set in stone. There's no moving them, so even talking to them is going to cause a fist fight, and we don't need that. So I always observe my audience before I even engage. This weekend was around some awesome people for my grandmother's memorial, and we were able to have just incredible discussion, incredible debate, disagreement, but it was really, really, I love that. I love being able to do that. Hey, from Wisconsin. Hey, welcome. Liberals are communists. Well, communism leads to socialism. The only difference between communism and socialism is socialism, what Democrats want is they want us to vote ourselves into socialism. Basically, vote ourselves into communism, complete control by the state. I don't know anyone that wants anyone thinking again that wants to give power to the select few that don't know how to run anything. It's absurdity. It's ridiculous to me. I don't know how you could support socialism. I don't know how you can. And Christians that are like, oh, yeah, Jesus was this. No, he wasn't. Jesus was not a socialist. He was not a socialist. He never once said, hey, let's give your thoughts, your freedom, everything you have to the government. Let the government decide. No. He told us as individuals, we're responsible for us and we're supposed to take care of others, but on our own, not asking the government to do it. That's shirking your responsibility. And it's completely contrary to what Jesus actually asked us to do. So I enjoy your point of view. Oh, thanks, Rhonda. Sweet. You're a voice for a reason. Sometimes, though, yeah, I can be. Sometimes I get on here, though, and I have like a huge major rant. I don't have one of those today. Just more talking, catching up, because I've been out of the system here for a little while, guys. I've been doing my mom thing, and that takes up some time. Hi from California. Hey, Richard, what's up? But the government represents the people. No, they don't. No, they don't. The government does not represent the people. Okay, do you know what the government represents? The government represents the special interests that keep them there. Okay, people get elected into office. This is what they do. And if I was to ever run for office, I would tell you right now, I would term limit myself. Okay, because that's what we need. We need people that are going to term limit themselves. They get elected, they get into office, and then the special interests and lobbyists come a talking to them, and they say, "Hey, I'll give you this. I'll give you this money. We'll give you this. We'll keep you in office. We'll keep you in office." So the elected official is totally over here focused on the special interests and lobbyists. They've completely forgotten their constituents altogether. They don't care what the constituents want. They don't care what they need. They don't. They care about this because these people over here are promising money and a return to office. So that's what's so messed up about the system. That's why I am a huge term limits advocate. I believe that it's a bipartisan issue. I believe that we need to get people elected into office that support term limits and force it through and get it voted on and really they don't want to vote themselves out. But if you can get enough people into office that are going to bring it as a bill, then you can really hold people accountable. And you can be like, you didn't vote for term limits. That really exposes the people that are there for the right reasons and the people that are there for the wrong reasons. So, huge term limits supporter. Yeah, they do make a ton of money. I mean, these people go into office, like, simple. And they come out, buying $15 million mansions in Martha's Vineyard. So, something wrong with that. Am I right? Okay. Absolutely, term limits, yes. What are your thoughts on guns? I'm a Second Amendment supporter. And end of story. Second Amendment supporter. I believe that the reason why we have to have the second is because we lose the first without the second. Okay, you lose your rights to free speech and religious liberty if you don't have a people that are armed and advocating and operating and using their Second Amendment rights. It's gone. So I am a total Second Amendment supporter. That's where I stand. President Trump 2020. Yeah, oh gosh, guys, I love President Trump. I can't say that enough. And it shocks a lot of people because people are like, oh my gosh, why, like, you're a lady, you're like a woman, and you support the... Yeah, I do. I support the president. I absolutely love him. He's fulfilling every single promise he made to us on the campaign trail. I had the privilege of working on the 2016 election in Colorado as a chairman, as a chair for the Trump campaign, and it was awesome. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it again. It changes a lot because the Republican Party is now kind of like operating the campaign. And in 2016, it was so fun because it was just rogue. Man, I mean, here was this outsider that just was coming in, and it was so cool to be a part of that. Let's see here. Do you think sanctions will limit capitalism? Sanctions on other countries that are like North Korea and stuff like that. Is that what you're talking about? Iran? No, we need to enforce sanctions. I support sanctions on countries that are a threat. Oh yeah, DNC fundraising in Mexico City. Guys, I mean, if you're a Democrat and you think that the Democrats are for you as an American, they're not. Thanks for joining. They're not for you. They don't care about you. They're down in Mexico fundraising, trying to get a new voting populace. Okay? Yes, President Trump has been a godsend. All right, you guys. I'm going to close this up. But I just want to say, hey. Hey, you guys are awesome. If you would support a podcast, me doing a podcast or something like that, let me know. I keep mulling it over. So, we'll see. Also, I do speaking events. I'm going to be doing a speaking event at Jeffco, North Jeffco Tea Party in Colorado in September. I think it's September 19th. I do speak, and so I'd love to come to speak to something you guys might have. If you're in Colorado or not, you can email me at conservativemomma@yahoo.com. I do that. I would love to come speak to you guys. I also message for campaigns. I've messaged for several campaigns that are like, I don't know how to reach the independent voice. I'm like, hey, I'm here. I can help. So, yeah. But that's just what I want to say. Absolutely support. Oh, you guys are so great. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Let's have a great week. Happy Labor Day. And we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.